Find out.
Then
Yeah, sounds alright.
right. Yep.
I don't have a 4 o'clock off. Yep.
Okay. Classroom expectation. Only one person speaking at a time. If that means you have to put your hand up, then that works. I kind of prefer just adult learning environment where people speak without talking over someone else, and that includes me. You respect each other and the teacher. If people need to have their own opinions, you might not agree, that's okay, but it doesn't mean that you don't listen to them while they're speaking. Swearing, I don't like swearing. If that's something that you do, try to control it while you're in the classroom. If you can't control it in the classroom, it means you can't control it in a job interview. So, make that something that is important to you because it's important to me. I have an expectation of one task a week, one homework kind of thing a week. I don't give homework for the following lesson. It's always I give it ahead of time and then it's due at the beginning of the week. So you've got the weekend to do it. That might not work out in terms of timetabling, but usually I prefer due every Monday or every Thursday. And I'm reasonable, but I don't like it when people don't honour their responsibility to what they're meant to be doing. So if you email me saying, I have this problem, if my grandmother's sick, whatever it is, then that's fine and I'll organise an extension time for you. But don't leave it to the last minute, don't turn up without it, okay? Really, the biggest thing I want you to learn from this year is how to work hard and get ready for year 12. So if that's the outcome, then you can expect that I'm going to want to work you hard, yeah? And lastly, be engaged. I know that's hard when you don't like the book or don't like the play or whatever it is that we're doing. Please try to find something that you like about it, otherwise you're only going to be fighting against yourself. Try to be a bit positive about the things that we're doing. We try, in English Standard in particular, to pick texts we think that you like, but we'll also prepare you for next year. No Shakespeare, so for the people that don't know Shakespeare, we're going to do Shakespeare Standard. And yeah, be polite, please. That goes for email as well. Like if you're sending homework by email, please can you try to use etiquette like Dear Miss McGee, attached is my whatever, rather than just the attached or XOXO, whatever. Just, the proper protocol. Never give up, okay? Even if that means that you're getting 35% or whatever, that's the worst thing that you can actually do. And I have a YouTube clip to because I hate extra classes and doing
job in management consulting for a job that was even more demanding, teaching. I went to teach 7th graders math in the New York City public schools. And like any teacher, I made quizzes and tests, I gave out homework assignments. When the work came back, I calculated grades. What struck me was that IQ was not the only difference between my best and my worst students. Some of my strongest performers did not have stratospheric IQ scores. Some of my smartest kids weren't doing so well. And that got me thinking, the kind of things you need to learn in 7th grade math, sure, they're hard. Ratios, decimals, the area of a parallelogram. But these concepts are not impossible. And I was firmly convinced that every one of my students could learn the material if they worked hard and long enough. After several more years of teaching, I came to the conclusion that what we need in education is a much better understanding of students and learning from a motivational perspective, from a psychological perspective. In education, the one thing we know how to measure best is IQ. But what if doing well in school and in life depends on much more than your ability to learn quickly and easily? So I left the classroom and I went to graduate school to become a psychologist. I started studying kids and adults in all kinds of super challenging settings. And in every study, my question was, who is successful here and why? My research team and I went to West Point Military Academy. We tried to predict which cadets would stay in military training and which would drop out. We went to the National Spelling Bee and tried to predict which children would advance farthest in competition. We studied rookie teachers working in really tough neighborhoods, asking which teachers are still going to be here in teaching by the end of the school year. And of those, who will be the most effective at improving learning outcomes for their students? We partnered with private companies asking which of these salespeople is going to keep their jobs and who's going to earn the most money. In all those very different contexts, one characteristic emerged as a significant predictor of success. And it wasn't social intelligence, it wasn't good looks, physical health, and it wasn't IQ. It was grit. Grit is passion and perseverance for very long-term goals. Grit is having stamina. Grit is sticking with your future, day in, day out, not just for the week, not just for the month, but for years, and working really hard to make that future a reality. Grit is living life like it's a marathon, not a sprint. A few years ago, I started studying grit in the Chicago public schools. I asked thousands of high school juniors to take grit questionnaires, and then waited around more than a year to see who would graduate. Turns out that grittier kids were significantly more likely to graduate, even when I matched them on every characteristic I could measure. Things like family income, standardized achievement test scores, even how safe kids felt when they were at school. So it's not just at West Point or the National Spelling Bee that grit matters, it's also in school, especially for kids at risk for dropping out. To me, the most shocking thing about grit is how little we know, how little science knows about building it. Every day, parents and teachers ask me, how do I build grit in kids? What do I do to teach kids a solid work ethic? How do I keep them motivated for the long run? The honest answer is, I don't know. What I do know is that talent doesn't make you gritty. Our data show very clearly that there are many talented individuals who simply do not follow through on their commitments. In fact, in our data, grit is usually unrelated or even inversely related to measures of talent. So far, the best idea I've heard about building grit in kids is something called growth mindset. This is an idea developed at Stanford University by Carol Dweck, and it is the belief that the ability to learn is not fixed, that it can change with your effort. Dr. Dweck has shown that when kids read and learn about the brain and how it changes and grows in response to challenge, they're much more likely to persevere when they fail, because they don't believe that failure is a permanent condition. So growth mindset is a great idea for building grit, but we need more. And that's where I'm going to end my remarks, because that's where we are. That's the work that stands before us. We need to take our best ideas, our strongest intuitions, and we need to test them. We need to measure whether we've been successful, and we have to be willing to fail, to be wrong, to start over again with lessons learned. In other words, we need to be gritty about getting our kids grittier. Thank you.
Okay, the reason I wanted to show you that is because in STEM, the statistics are that less than 1% of students in standards get a Band 6 mark. Okay, so what that tells me is that there's not a lot of students sitting the standard exam that are naturally gifted at English, because probably what they've done is picked advanced, extension, etc. There's a bit more information as to why standard students don't get Band 6. It's also because of the scaling and the common content, but I'll explain that more later. A lot of students score in the 70s and in the low 80s. That's sort of where the average is in the early 70s, and then average in our school is about 75. I want to show you some marks, real marks from last year. Okay, so one student, going to go with this one, got 56. That's all. 56 in her assessment mark. So after all her assessments handed in, she got 56%. In the exam, she got 73. Okay? That's because this student didn't give up. If they gave up there, they'd end up with 56. They studied and worked hard until they got 73. In between their last assessment handed in, they worked their butt off until they sat their HSC exam. Here's another one, the lowest mark, 36. Any guess? No? 59. That's the lowest mark. Okay, so good news. No one failed. What about this one? Top ranked student. Okay, now that student should have got in the 90s. That student got 81. If they'd have added the same amount of effort as this person, then they could have scored in the 90s. But I know who this student was, and I know that they stopped coming to school after the trials. Okay? So yeah, got a good mark, stopped coming to school, that's pretty good, right? But not really. That person, in my mind, has done a lot better than that person. I wanted to share those marks with you because at no point in the assessment process should you give up. You should be asking, what can I do to improve? So that you can take your marks from 56 to 73, even if it's at the last minute. This is our class wiki space, and I would like you all to join it, please. I don't say it's compulsory, but it pretty much is. You've got to create a Wikispace user account. I know more usernames, passwords, but if you use the same, use your email address and keep your passwords similar, you'll be able to remember it. You'll need to remember your username and password for the whole 2 years, because I'll keep creating more Wikispaces for you to join. This one is for this term, probably. So you log on to that website, and the join code is that, but you have to create a username first. On that, I will put all the class resources, so if you miss a day or you don't really understand something, you can go to that, and I'll put up everything that will be due for homework, so you may be not the most organised person, and it's all the information is there. Write it down, please. Got it? Okay, aims for the term. We are reading Garrett's House. We are going to read it as a class. So that means people taking up parts, reading out loud. I find this is the best way to study a play because, the best way would be to get you up here and act it out, but I'm not going to make you do that. The best way, so you can hear the accents, you can kind of visualize the characters. And it means also that you don't have to take it home and read it yourself. That will read it through as a class. And I'll step you through and help you to annotate it with you so that you can have some notes on the text so that it will prepare you for your assessment task. If you want to bring in sticky tab things, it might help. You don't have to. We're going to understand how the text works. And what I mean by that is how techniques are used. How dramatic techniques, how dramatic techniques are used. I said a bit about this in Taster Week last year, but techniques is your new formula, okay? That's the thing that is going to help you to understand how to approach English. We're going to begin using an essay matrix, or it's just a table, and that will help you to form good study notes. So I want you to practice doing that so that you'll be ready for next year, and I'm pretty sure the first assessment you're allowed to bring your study notes into the test. So if you've got good study notes, then you're going to go well in the test. So it's not going to, the first one's not going to be a memorizing quotes game, though it does become that. And then we're going to get really good at writing essays. I know that some people do struggle with essay structure and how to write essays, so that's one thing I really want to focus in on this term. I'm going to pretty much assume that people don't know how to write an essay at all. Start from the basics and then you can just continue to refine it. So I went through this on Taster with you, but I don't know if everyone was in that class. So in Year 11, the course structure mimics the Year 12 one. There's 4 units, 3 modules, 1 area of study. You might like to write that down now, please, because I tend to get that question asked a lot. So just up it there. And we do the same, 3 modules in Year 11 and 1 area of study. The area of study, we do the same as advanced. It's called the common content, and you're assessed in exactly the same way as the advanced course is. So that's why we do it at the end of the year to get you ready for that. It's pretty quick. It's between 5 and 10 weeks per unit. In fact, the modules are about 5.5, 6 weeks each, and the area of study is 10. So if you can imagine that, what that means is, okay, this week we've had 1 lesson, that's it. It's just an introduction. We've barely worked. I don't think we'll start Gary's house. Then we'll have 5 weeks. Then week 7 you'll have an assessment task. We'll start the next one, week 7, lesson 2. You'll have an assessment in week 2 or something of term 2. Then again, and then an assessment. It's very quick. Okay. And you don't really want to be left behind. So the best thing to do is, get started, get focused this term. You don't have to write this. This is just so you know. I think it's important to go through the syllabus. What the focus, what the syllabus, what the Board of Studies want us to learn is that we examine particular language structures and features. That means techniques in a range of situations that you encounter in daily life. So we do newspaper reports, all those sort of things. They explore, examine, analyse how conventions, textual forms, language modes, and media shape meaning. That means we do a play, a book, a film. We do one of each. We do poetry. Composition focuses on experimentation with variations of purpose, audience, and form. And you actually do some creative writing in term 3. And these compositions are realised in a variety of forms of media. That's the gist of it. Yeah. Okay. It's hard for me to get to know all short space of time and then start teaching. So what I would like you to do is write me a letter. Now, I've written you one. I'll read through it in a second. I would like you to tell me about your expectations, both of yourself, your peers, my role as a teacher, things that you like, things that you like about English, things that you don't like. You can be honest. The only person reading this is myself and you in 12 months' time. Please use formal language. You'll see the example. I've used formal language. It's not a spelling test. It's not a handwriting test. It's just a way of knowing what you like about English, what you don't like, anything you want to say, like, please don't roll too much on it. T12 students, welcome to, I've given you my English studies one. Can you pretend it says English stands there for me? Sorry. Already failed probably your expectations as a teacher. As your English teacher, I would like to tell you a little bit about myself and what I expect from you this year, as well as a few other things about myself. I enjoy reading music, particularly songs with interesting lyrics. The beach, I love the beach. Watching rugby league, my favourite team is Manly. That probably disappoints anyone who likes rugby league, and anyone who doesn't like rugby league is disappointed already. And coffee. I drink a double cut if you're ever buying. Don't ever turn up to a class late with a coffee, because I will expect a coffee, okay? My main expectation is that together we'll be working towards achieving your potential in the HSC. Therefore, I expect you to be an enthusiastic and active learner who is capable of working independently and in small groups. I also expect you to use your time effectively to complete all coursework, both in and outside the classroom. That one's really, really important to me. Coursework, that means homework. If I said it for you, it means it's important. I don't just give you time-wasting things, okay? It's because I know what you have to be able to do in 2 years' time. I expect you to extend your skills in essay writing, creative writing, and analysis by doing your best in every assessment task and seeking feedback in order to improve. I hope that this course will equip you to be an effective oral and written communicator and teach you how to work hard, important skills for any job. I may have high expectations, but I will also offer to support and work with you to achieve your goals. If you have a problem in English, I expect you to discuss it with me so that we can work together to solve it. I not only expect you to learn a great deal this year, but I also expect you to enjoy it. I hope that you will find this course stimulating and rewarding. Best wishes, Miss Alicia McGee. Okay, your turn. So you've got your line paper there. You can use some of the examples, the way it's structured. Please use paragraphs. Use lots of little paragraphs. You can do a couple of long ones. No, just, that's fine. You can use mine. Yep. That's good. Oh.
RTHSC?
No, but I'll apply for it. I didn't. I've marked out mental There are 25 students in this class, which may mean someone might change. I think I was waiting until the line, like people swap, I don't know, decide on different electives, then you may be outsourcing an English class, so just be aware of that because it's supposed to be 24. see that continue for the year. We might have time to read a little bit of the play. I think before the bell goes, in fact, about 10 minutes before the bell goes, we're all going to go up to the library and we're going to borrow a play. So you will need do you have your ID card yet? Okay, you will need that. And because I do tend to get carried away, we're almost 10 past now, so we have 10 minutes of looking at it. Do you have a phone or a watch or something like that? Could you tell me when it's 20 past? Very important. Could be like telling you the more potential of it. Yeah? That would probably just look like it.
They can do it manually.
Okay. I normally start context before we start a play, but I don't want to cram context in the 10 minutes that we have. So I think the best thing for us to do would be just to get started at looking at the play and reading it and assigning characters. Now, do I have any drama students in this class? No, yes, the two speakers. So otherwise, if they are compulsory readers. No? Okay. Would anyone like to read? Yes? Okay, I'm going to give you the character. Anyone else? Jacob? Right? Can you read at a later date, just not first? Yeah. You can read bits when we get to it. There's a small slice of the play. Alright. Because he was looking at me, he forgot to avert his eyes. That's a good trick. Sorry. Can I get you to read? Not with me. Alright, just feel. This is the most embarrassing part because eventually you get to know each other and you don't really care that you have to read in front of others. But I do appreciate that it's somewhat awkward. I needed Gary. Gary's he swears a lot if you're into that. Like, you can swear in my class if it's in the text. He's a bloke. He builds a house. That's fun. He does have a pregnant girlfriend. Look, you really don't want to make me read Gary. I'm terrible with the spoken Australian accent. I put way too much in there, I think. How about I just pick someone? Jesse, will you do it, please? Will you read Gary? You don't have to do accents or anything like that. Alright, you can if you want to. It's perfectly okay. Alright, I'll read the stage directions. Please open to page 1. Are you reminded that I love Yes, a building site on a remote bush block. We can see the brick footings of a small house. So a physical house being built on the stage with the tools and everything, okay? You can see the brick footings of a small house. The site is strewn with tools, piles of bricks, and general building debris. Gary is working on the site, hammering down sheets of flooring onto the brick footings. He calls to the campsite off stage.
Bring us the water bag, Olivia.
There's no answer.
You hear me, Suan?
Still no answer from the campsite.
Get out here now. I'm not mucking around.
Finally, he hurls the hammer down and stalks towards the campsite, winding himself up into a stiff-necked rage.
Suan.
On the way, he reaches down and snatches up a cheap Indian cloth shoulder bag. All he has left in the bag is a fistful of violet crumble wrap. This seems to wind him up even further until the sinews in his neck, that's like these things, are snapped tight. The rage overtakes Gary physically, and it's like a fit that he's accustomed to handling.
Jesus, Suan. Jesus, let me pray.
He stabs his head against the air, arms jerking to stop himself punching at nothing. He circles, trying to absorb the anger in constant movement. Finally, he stops, sucking in short, sharp breaths. He consciously places his body into a controlled posture to make his body act out the movements of a calm and reasonable person. He walks back to the footing. He starts nailing again, attacking the task fiercely, pushing the rage into each sweep of the job. The rage subsides gradually. He sees someone walking up the slope towards the building site. Gary nods in greeting. His manner with Dave is very guarded.
G'day.
Dave doesn't hurry the last few metres up to where Gary's working, but he flashes Gary a killer smile, laid back and matey. Dave is in his late 30s. He's a bit of a charmer. He has cultivated an easygoing larrikin charm that has served him well. He's profoundly lazy, resolutely an observer. He only looks, he never actually works, but still manages to seem like a lively, buoyant person. Dave's got the gift of adjusting his style just enough to suit whoever he's with and getting people talking.
G'day, I'm Dave.
Gary.
You killed yourself, mate, working like that in the heat of the day.
Got no choice. Gotta get it finished in time.
Fair enough.
Dave eases himself down to sprawl on the ground near where Gary's working.
Heard about you down at the pub. Thought I'd come over and check out how you're doing.
Gary hesitates, seeing this bloke settle in for a long stay.
Don't slow down because of me. I don't mind if you keep working.
Gary gets back into work, wary of this guy's motives.
You didn't see a red ute along the road, did you?
Dave shakes his head, grinning. He watches Gary work.
What? You're doing a pine frame? Sing saloon roof? What's your cladding?
Hardy plank.
Ah, good idea. Goes up very easy, that stuff.
We in the building trade, are you?
Ooh, no, mate. Too much hard slog in building.
Dave relaxes into comfortable silence, but Gary isn't comfortable.
Live around here, do you?
Grew up near next door.
That place is done now.
Yeah.
You taking over the place?
Shit, no.
You don't have to swear if you don't want that.
No, I'm just here to sort out legal stuff on the property and sell up. I'm not staying.
Gary hoists up a section of timber framing for one wall by whatever makeshift means. He holds that framing in place on the footing until he gets the adjoining frame section in position. He's then able to bolt the two sections together. It's an awkward job to be done single-handed. Dave doesn't offer to help. Dave squints to run his eye over the flooring.
Sure that floor is level, mate?
Oh shit, is it off?
Gary panics, grabs for his level to check the flooring. The silence is suddenly broken by the shrill, grating roar of a chainsaw. Then the sound stops just as suddenly.
What was that?
Dave spots Suan off stage first. He backs away, ready to bolt.
Hey, Gary?
Gary turns to look in the direction Dave is pointing.
Jesus, Suan.
Suan comes belting towards Gary, armed with a small chainsaw.
Watch it, mate. I think she's...
Suan switches on the saw again, flourishing at Gary.
Had a gut blaming Gary.
Dave's horrified to see Gary approach Suan, however gingerly.
Settle down, Suan. Settle down, babe.
Shut up, I'm not listening to you.
Dave witnesses as Suan stabs the chainsaw in Gary's direction. Gary gets closer to take the saw from her. Suan pulls away. Dave is mesmerised by their strange dance.
Oh, look. Come near me and I'll slice you up and mean it.
Put it now, babe. Come on. You hurt yourself.
I'm telling you, Gary, I've had a couple.
Let's talk about it, babe. Put down the saw.
No way.
no other way. You will listen to me, you mad bastard.
Come on, babe, come on. I'm scared you're gonna hurt yourself.
Okay, so Sue-Ann's like this 20... Thank you. She's the 19-year-old pregnant girl that you'll find out later, but Gary tries to catch her cheating compo. She's so immature. She eats spiral crumble wrappers instead of healthy food. She is constantly trying to have a good time rather than do anything. She doesn't like fruit. She's a bit crazy. Yes. Gary steps forward and disarms her, switching off the chainsaw. Sue-Ann instantly crumples. The fiery temper gone. She flops against Gary and sobs as Gary shushes her, rubbing her back like a parent with a distraught child. She's actually somewhat annoying for most of the play. Sue-Ann is 19, scrawny, twitchy, brittle, bleached hair. She's wearing a tight, light halter top and leggings, which are getting too small for her 7-month pregnant belly.
You say it'll be alright, Sue-Ann. I hate this shit all over the place.
Come on, honey. You got me all worried before. I couldn't find you at the car keys.
Had a gutful, drove us to town.
That's no good. You don't want to do too much driving.
I hate this place.
Come on, it'll be alright, Sue-Ann. It'll be alright.
I don't know, Gary.
Dave hovers at a distance, feeling like he's intruding on a private moment. Sue-Ann suddenly regains her spirit and stabs her foot into the chainsaw. You have number 1. That's alright, it's at the end of the stage.
Oh, no. Anyway, there's your bloody chainsaw.
Thanks, babe. Got a good deal from the bloke.
In the end, whiny little bugger.
Gary laughs and pulls her close.
That's my girl.
Dave grins, relieved to see the mood improved. Sue-Ann suddenly pays attention to him, spitting to face him. Waspish.
What you gawking at, mate? Think we're mad as cut snakes, do you?
No madder than a lot of people are, mate.
You were scared, weren't you?
You didn't aim at me.
Sue-Ann suddenly barks a laugh, drawing Dave in on it.
Bullshit, your eyes were out on the stalks.
Time.
Maybe a bit.
Okay, our good friend down the front here reminded us at the time, thank you very much. We will come back to that. I will get a distance to Sue-Ann, but I can convince the other people to keep reading their part. You can pack everything away into your bag. I will be dismissing you from the library. However, please be mindful of the fact that there are other classes. You can go out that way, take your